Hello, you are listening to the award-winning To Hull and Back podcast, proudly sponsored by Old Zoological Bar in Hull. I'm your host tonight, Nathaniel, and I'm joined by Joe, Christian and Will to discuss a brilliant away win away at Stoke, the third away win in Stoke in 3 years. It was definitely a game of two halves. The first half, Joe, you're going to talk about it. That's all you've actually seen, so you didn't really see the good bit, but the second half was much better.
What it means there is he's the reason we won.
Yes, you're a bad luck charm.
Sure.
Yeah, and of course it ended with a beautiful Joe goal heart finish in the 90th minute to put us back up to 7th place. I think we were 5th at the end of the match. Brilliant result.
I think you'll find it finished with John Lundstram rattling the Stoke City faithful.
Yes, yeah. That was a beautiful moment.
I did see that bit. That was it. For context for the listeners, I watched most of the first half, but then I had to go and work another game. So I sat in the press box at Lincoln's ground with one eye on the second half and one eye on the actual work I was supposed to be doing in the run-up to kick-off there. But I did see the two goals. I saw the main bits and the scuffle at the end.
Yes, that's good. Did we all predict that... Well, you've not been doing your 3-0 wins, right? So did we all predict Stoke were going to win?
No. I don't think I did. I think I got my first correct prediction, if I've remembered the way around I did it.
I mean, I predicted us to draw with Ipswich and beat Stoke, so I think I will happily take that way around.
Did I say we were going to lose both games? Surely I said we were going to lose to Ipswich, so hopefully I've got a point there. Probably jumping ahead a bit because we usually do that at the end.
Well, I was going to say we'll get to that later, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Will. Sorry. Christian, I know you said that Stoke were going to win, and it certainly looked like that at half-time, didn't it?
Yeah. Let's just not beat around the bush. They were deserved leaders at the half-time. Deserved. Hull didn't come out whatsoever. Whether that be team selection, preparation, or whatever, we just didn't look kind of up to their standard, which was kind of really concerning from our point of view, because obviously we've all been living on a bit of a high of recent weeks, and obviously the last couple of losses, and then seeing this one come around the corner as well, kind of, I can't say the massive doubt of doom and gloom kicks in, but the kind of the performance that we were having in that first half was kind of like, oh God, what we doing? Oh no, it was that kind of feeling. So to get a result at the end, I am so happy to be proven wrong with my result that I was guesstimating. I am more than happy. It's one of those where you can put a crazy high football bet on Stoke to win, and you don't care about losing it. It was one of those. So I'm absolutely ecstatic at the result. The second half was just all Hull, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Stoke had a bit of a sniff now and then, but there's a lot of factors that we're going to go over tonight. I mean, especially from the first half on the whole perspective of the some of the decisions, which Stoke will say a lot of decisions went against them, which was kind of fair, but it was, I'd say, 50-50, and I'd say Hull had the bigger decisions, or the more important decisions, taken away from them.
Well, that one first few minutes, Stoke obviously had a better half, but in terms of huge kind of massive chances, that they scored, but that was a great volley from edge of the box. The only one that seemed like a real sitter was the one where if Crooks isn't hacked down in the box one-on-one with the keeper, then we would have gone in at half-time 1-1. Because how the referee and the two assistant referees and the fourth official haven't seen that, or have seen that and bottled the decision, is ridiculous. And I haven't actually looked back at the ones Sergei was annoyed about in the Ipswich game, but that Stoke one is stonewalled. You can't go down and make contact, even if it's pretty light contact, in which this case it wasn't. You can't bring a player down one-on-one with the keeper and get away with it like that. It was absolutely abysmal decision.
Yeah, it was. I mean, You can see that obviously the player, his goal was to go for the ball. But
Yeah.
He just didn't get it.
he just didn't, and he took the player out instead. He took Cooksey out.
People asked for a red card. It technically wasn't a red card because it wasn't a violent conduct.
Yeah, it wasn't anything violent about it. It wasn't kind of, it wasn't cynical. It wasn't anything like that. It was just a poorly timed challenge. And if it's poorly timed and it's in the box and you didn't receive the ball and you took the player out, I think it's Ian saying the ref couldn't see it from his position. I agree. So it's Delano's fault then, isn't it? So I mean, he's as Nathaniel's just stated, there was enough refereeing staff there for someone to make that decision, and it isn't hard to raise your arm up holding a flag and give it a little shake and wave to confirm that was the issue. So I mean, look, we can moan about referees once again for this podcast. I am.
We can moan about championship referees every week.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Every week, exactly.
Hours.
Hours.
The issue in that is the issue is, and it was something that Sergei's brought up last couple of games. We're now 18 games in. We've not had a penalty yet this season.
And we get in the box a lot as
league.
well. We're a good attacking team, so the fact that we haven't had one is a bit weird considering how many goals
Second
we've
highest
scored.
scorers in the division. Yeah,
true.
Yeah, but the game itself in general, it was action-packed, end to end.
It was a good game. It was a bitty game, but a proper championship match, isn't it? With the contests.
For a neutral. They would have loved it. I mean,
I think our game's going to all season, aren't they, for the neutral, I imagine.
Yeah, we should be on Sky every week. We should be on Sky. And the actual two Sky games we've had, we've won, haven't we? We beat Sheffield United and we've beaten Stoke, and those are big games. So
do you remember
huge
the
result
Sky
to go.
first?
Well, I do.
Yeah,
it was for like a good 5-10 years.
It went on. If you discount like the playoff final, it went on for years.
Well, yeah, people forget that when we beat Arsenal at the Emirates, that wasn't during the Sky. Was that also Tanta Sports?
Don't know.
Which wouldn't account for the Sky cast.
What when we won at the Emirates? You're saying?
Yeah.
I don't know when it started. I know that for me it was probably like 20, or probably when we got relegated from the Premier League. Well, of course we got relegated from the Premier League, so that season included, it would have been poor. So probably maybe a year or two ago. Maybe because we won at Sunderland and Sheffield United last season on Sky. Maybe including last year, and we won at Stoke as well. And the Stoke game last year was pretty similar because Panda saved us a lot in that game. We were 1-0 down from a corner, and then we went on to win because I think Balumi was involved in the first goal there, and then Palmer scored a penalty. So pretty similar to the match last season. Much more likable coach involved in this one, and more quality up front perhaps, but.
We started that game with Chris Medea up front, for goodness sake. Of course, there'd be more quality up front if we had 10 men yesterday.
That's true. But yeah, when we were 1-0 down at half time and we had lost, was it 3 out of 4 games, Derby, QPR and Ipswich. And I thought we played fairly well for the first 70 minutes against Ipswich. It was a poor goal to concede. The first one, the header, unmarked header. And of course, Hughes came out, not dropped. He had a knock. He was on the bench, but he wasn't expected to play because Fanwo came on. And I'm sure that's true because, of course, holding on for the last 5 minutes, I'm sure they might have tried to bring Hughes on to defend that lead.
Well, he said as well, to jump in, Nathaniel, he said bringing Famewo on for Giles was tactical as well.
Yes.
Because
you could obviously see that.
Solidity, yeah.
You could see that. Strength. Well, it was more strength, wasn't it, than anything? Because Giles did get a bit shoulder barge off the ball now and then. So I absolutely agree with you, Joe. Obviously Sergei anyway, because it was him who said it. But it was a tactical change. You could see that over and over again. Giles was struggling on the kind of the covering situation and the strength situation.
On the defensive end, But
Yeah,
I don't think we didn't do him an awful lot of favours in terms of using him as an attacking outlet either. I don't think. But yeah, to bring it back around to where Nathaniel was going, let's start with the first half. Like Ivor Panda, what a player! Something about QPR away and Stoke away. Just I think Panda's one of those goalkeepers where, like we saw against Ipswich, right? When something doesn't go right for him early doors, I think that sort of shakes his confidence a little bit. And then it looks like he tries too hard to try and like get out of his own head. And in doing so, gets back in his own head. Like Ipswich, that when a corner came in from the east stand side, there was no one around him. He could have just left it. But he decided to try and punch it clear and totally miscued it.
The second goal against Ipswich, he has a shocker.
Yeah, and he gave that corner away, didn't he? Because he held onto the ball too long. So that was his fault. He is a bit like that. He seems to prefer when he's having shots peppered at him as opposed to if we're maybe winning and he makes a mistake or,
that's a conversation I've actually had with Ivor Panda, actually. He said to me that he loves being peppered. Like, that's when he is at his most confident. He loves it. Like, when there's always shots on his goal, because then he can just do what he does best. But yeah, when he starts a game well with a big save, like he did with that bending Sorba Thomas effort, and comes out and commands his box well when we're under pressure, that sets him up for the rest of the game, I think. But when he has a bit of a wobble early and he's doubting himself and he's in his own head, he sort of loses his way in the game a little bit, and it sticks for the duration of that 90 minutes. But first half especially, he was superb. There was nothing he could have done about it.
He could have done out about Sorba Thomas's actual goal.
No.
That's
a great
I mean, look, he got a hand to it. He got his fingers to it. It was just that the power behind that try. Yeah, it would. Well, that was the thing. On it. I mean, you hold your hands up, don't you, to that type of goal. It's one of those. It's just sheer quality. The technique on that was unbelievable. And as the guys
celebrated the way he did.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But,
looks like an absolute knob doing that walk.
The one thing that I will definitely...
Well, he's earning tens of thousands. I can't really complain.
You can't argue with that, can you? No, the one thing I'll take away from like Sky commentary though, after that goal was it will go down as another set piece goal against us, which is true. I mean,
it's factually correct, isn't it?
It's factually correct, yeah, and
it's kind of correct.
It's one of those where we do concede too many from set pieces over and over again. And I have to admit, every time they had a corner, I mean, and they had a lot of corners, especially in the first half. It was obviously concerning every time they were peppering it in because you just think, oh no.
And did anyone else notice where the corner immediately after Sorba Thomas scored, Joffy was sort of checking his position to see that, like, if he could get out to him in time before he had a chance to get it under control, if it fell to him again. But yeah, hopefully that's what it's been talked about in the week that they've got an external sort of set piece consultant who they're working with to try and rectify the issues, scoring them and defending them. So I'm sure that's something they'll pick up on. But I think it's more.
Ipswich.
Yeah, it's more a bit of individual brilliance that Stoke scored through rather than whole City set pieces again. Because, Sorba Thomas, that ball can fall to him and 9 times out of 10 he's not going to put it there. He's not going to hit it that well. But he just did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a weird sort of sliding doors moment where Sorba Thomas has ended up at Stoke and they're, I think, are they third now? And he's been maybe the best player. And we wanted to sign him in January and we ended up with Louis Barry. Right. And then, of course, all the things that led on from there.
This has come out. So the one that signed him in January. He was on loan somewhere else and they didn't have a recall.
Well, so we couldn't, could we? So why were we even trying? I don't know, but we don't really need to.
I think what it actually was is we were considering signing him in the summer. But obviously, that went well.
Because we couldn't sign him in January, we signed Barry, and then trying to sign Barry in the summer, kind of, that's one of the things that's led to the embargo. So it's a weird thing. I mean, now we've been linked to Louis Barry on loan again in January. It's just a weird situation. But with the wingers we've got, Gelhardt scored 2 assists from Bellumi. Miller's going to be back against Middlesbrough, hopefully, with McBurney. Doesn't look like we'll need him especially after the first half of the season. He's had a bad year.
If all players keep fit attacking wise, we don't need much go for him.
Akintola's got more goals and assists than Barry, and he's a lot cheaper.
Against the team Barry was playing for.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Look, my thoughts on the Louis Barry link coming out of the BBC in midweek was
lazy journalism.
Yeah,
I think, to be honest, I don't
it's an
doubt
easy connection to make.
Yeah, I don't doubt that the club still like him because they did want to sign him in the summer. But the thing is, with the position we're in now, and given that Aston Villa and Louis Barry is the reason we can't sign anyone permanently in January.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the only reason. I think
it's not the only reason.
It just happened to come out through Louis Barry's deal.
It's one of the factors as to how it all sort of kicked off.
It's symbolic, isn't it?
I don't think we would go down that road again unless Miller goes down long term between now and the end of January, plus Bellumi, plus we lose Endala for a few weeks.
Or then Joffy got recalled, for example, maybe.
Yeah, then we might look at that again and try and rekindle that relationship with Villa.
I can't believe you brought that up. Well, sorry.
Well, Daniel and me discussed Joffy getting recalled last week, right? And it's just plain and simple. It is not going to happen.
That being said,
don't say that. No, don't say that.
Do not. Yeah,
it's not going to happen. It's not.
Don't stop saying it.
That being said, Christian, do you think it could happen?
Anything can happen, Nathaniel.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything can happen. I mean,
we've got into this debate again. Joffy wanted to be at one football club in the summer.
We're not arguing that. We're not arguing that Joffy wants to be here, Joe. He even said it in his post-match interview after the Stoke game of how happy he is to be at Hull, and this is why he wants to be playing his football. In those words, he wants to be with us. And brilliant. Every Hull fan wants to hear that. But it's not his decision.
Doesn't stop Leeds recalling him.
If it doesn't stop Leeds recalling it, if Leeds say, we need you back here now, he can't just say no, because they can still turn around, recall him, even though
they're going to have a new manager. Leeds are going to sack Farker as well at some point with their form.
But the thing is, right, with the other element to this is, yes, he's scoring goals in the Champ, but how many players that Leeds have got in that struggling Premier League team ripped up the Champ last year? Yeah. But they're struggling, and Gelhardt couldn't get in that team. So
it's more to do with the light in those positions, though, Joe. It's more to do with that they're light in those positions at the moment. With injuries and things like that, it's not a case of now bringing in the quality per se.
What are you on about, Christian? They've got the least injury-prone striker in history in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's never been injured in his life.
True. But you see where I'm going with this. It's not a case of Joffy scoring goals in the Championship, let's bring him to the Premiership straight away. They won't look at it in that. It's kind of like, we don't actually have anybody fit and available, or we don't have any rotation, we don't have the depth anymore. That's their reasoning. That is their only reason. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that will be their reasoning.
Because Leeds know that by keeping Joe Gelhardt out on loan, they potentially increase the value of that asset to move on in the summer. Joffy's time at Leeds is done in all but name. He knows that, and Leeds know that.
Stop
he only
saying it.
He only is still a Leeds United player.
To happen.
He's only still a Leeds United player, though, because we couldn't buy him in the summer, and he refused to go elsewhere. So
it's like Beetlejuice saying it 3 times in a row.
Look, it's not going to happen. It's not. We're leaving it there.
Right, can we move on to the second half? Because we've gone on to the first half. The first half,
yes.
Hull were abysmal.
Sergei doing what he does best, changing the game in our favour.
Yeah. Sergei, our man. our leader. What a guy! What changes!
What a gaffer.
Wow! What a gaffer! What a guy! Like, yeah, that what he's saying at halftime, they may as well go home, and he was probably right. And I think every Hull City fan that was watching the game was like, "Yeah, I don't want to watch the second half."
Yeah.
We really couldn't. I think if there was one more goal that went in at the start of second half, I think that would have cemented me turning off the game, if I'm honest with you. But the way we came out and the substitutions that he made, which were definitely the correct substitutions, because I was screaming at the TV all game, that needed to be done. It just completely... Stoke was shell-shocked. Stoke just didn't have an answer for the change. We were picking up runners again. We weren't letting them drip, like, thread through. We were following the runs. We were winning the ball back high up the pitch. We were pressuring their touch. And these are all the things we weren't doing the first half. And to have that first goal going as early as it did, which we're probably going to have to talk about because, I say we're going to talk about it in depth. Look, it wasn't an offside. It wasn't a handball at all. It was a good goal. There was no interference in play. It was a fine goal.
I think Stoke fans essentially did what I imagine most Hull City fans did at the second goal against Ipswich. Immediately thought he was miles offside, which is fair enough. In the naked eye, he probably did look like that pond was a mile offside. Then you see the replay and you see, oh, no, he's not even close.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree. I agree with that, Will. Yeah, I think you've got that spot on because I was one of those at the Ipswich game.
I was certain that pond was offside against Ipswich, but then you see it, and he's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah, you watch the replay and you're like, yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Maybe not.
The reason I thought it would be onside is because he looked so offside. The fact they've given it means I must have missed it. Otherwise, if it was that obvious, they would have just called it. But of course, at that point,
but the penalty was that obvious,
anyway.
Nathaniel, and they didn't give it. So
precisely, true.
It's
very true.
It's one of those you can never trust the officials these days, which we're all learning. But again, forget about them. The game itself and the goal itself and the flipping on its head. And as early as the goal came, we needed that early goal. We've got to have needed that because it just
100%.
Definitely.
It brought the faith back into the team, the fans. You could just see the energy levels once again take a step up once we get a goal. And I think that's one of the things I've noticed this season. Every time, even though if we go a goal behind and we get that one goal, our energy levels, once we get that one goal back, I don't ever see us kind of losing a game. I mean, QPR is a bit of a different one. Going ahead, catch it, and then they catch up, and then going ahead again. And it QPR was just a game I'm just happy to forget about. But in general, this season, I would say that when we've been behind and we've got that goal back, I think we've been pretty good. I mean, don't know
worse in front, but when we're chasing a game, we never give up, do we? We've scored quite a lot of last-minute goals as well with Swansea and
there's definitely
Oxford.
been, if we've been behind at half-time, there's definitely been a marked improvement, usually a marked improvement in the second half. That's been usually through a tactical change. It's rare that if we're behind at half-time, that the team is the same very early in the second half.
No, I agree. And then you've got to think we've fought all the way through. A lot of good chances. I mean, I don't know how Lundstram missed his little kind of volley lob. Yeah, it dropped to him so nicely.
Because he's not with Benny or Gelhardt.
It's true. It's true.
First game back from injury.
Yeah, Destan, of course.
Yeah, of course. I thought the little layoff to Giles from Carl Joseph as well. I mean, I wasn't expecting Giles to take a shot on that angle, if I'm honest. I thought he was going to drill it in low and try and just force it through the pack of mess that was in the box already and hopefully hope for a rebound or to knock somebody in. But that shot was the corner for the goal as well, to be honest. So Giles, like we say, didn't have much in the way of attack at all in the first half. So to kind of take a shot and win as that corner that led to the goal soon after, that kind of spared it on for me again, because we saw the more attacking intent with Giles being higher up the pitch and actually taking it on. So I was really happy to see Giles again, obviously doing what he does. It was just a shame, like we said, defensively, he was just getting a bit out strengthened, and he wasn't able to attack as much as we wanted to. So again, the tactical substitution from Sergei, there was no doubt that it was anything but a tactical kind of thing. It wasn't performance aimed. It wasn't someone was playing poor. Well, I'd say Giles was playing poor. It was just purely tactical, and it worked. I actually felt like it did get a lot more solidified on that side during the second half.
Well, the same goes for the halftime changes as well, right? He could have subbed, any combination of two of the 10 outfield players off, and and being able to justify it. But whatever he did worked, and we can say that a lot about Sergei Yakirovich. Like, look back to Preston for halftime changes. 3 changes at halftime, I think it was then. Liam Miller comes on, notably, and plays a crucial part in getting 2 goals to get us a point out of that game. Sergei is so good at spotting what a game needs and where our weaknesses are and how we can stop them being exploited. That's, in terms of managers being good with changes. Rosenior had his moments with substitutions, but some games they were fantastic. Like, you look towards the end of his full season, bringing Ohio on in games. I think he won us points on his own when he was subbed on. A tactical change he made midway through Wigan away always stands out to me as well, when we went on and won that game 3-2, I think it was, and Tyler Smith scored. But there were other games where you looked at it and thought, right, he's been too hesitant, or he's got that wrong. We haven't properly had a manager that consistently gets it right when he shakes it up every single time for such a long time. And that's one of Sergei's biggest strengths as a manager.
And it helps that we had, Balumi, Lundstram, and then Joseph as well to come off the bench, whereas against Ipswich, it was their substitutions that beat us. So especially on Friday, if we do have Mello and McBurney back, it will be a bit good to actually have a strong bench as well, because often the bench has not really been good enough and over the course of a 90-minute game. And, we're going into the Christmas period now. We're going to need all those players. So it was good that he actually was able to make the changes with someone of, Balumi's quality, as opposed to maybe having to bring Akin Turner on, perhaps. Yeah.
No, I think it makes a difference, doesn't it? It really makes a massive difference bringing Balumi on. I thought, to be honest, against Ipswich, though, when Balumi did come on, he did look a bit out of sorts. It didn't seem to kind of know what was going on, where he was going, kind of that kind of style of, you can see that you're lacking the match fitness, the sharpness, the kind of awareness. And I think that was one of my worries about Balumi with him being out, and the fear of getting, say, another hamstring injury or something along those lines from that. And I would just say, having Balumi come on when he did at halftime, it was the words are, it completely changed the attack. With having Joe Gelhardt going into that kind of middle role. I mean, he played everywhere. He played on the right to start with, went into the middle, then went on to the left at the end of the game. He was everywhere. But to bring Joe Gelhardt into the middle of the park completely changed it all up. I felt Crooks sitting a bit deeper was a lot nicer. Slater, again, having a great game. I thought he had another good game.
He had a difficult first half, did Slater, but the second half, made up for it.
He made up for it. And that's the thing about a lot of our players this season. A lot of players are stepping up, but obviously we've still got that issue of conceding leaking goals or not starting the game the way we should. And it's kind of hard to stem where it's fully coming from, because it doesn't feel like a lot of the time it's more of a team issue anymore. It's kind of like an individual kind of thing is where I'm trying to get there. Again, with me trying to say, like, with Balumi, say, against Ipswich, I'm not blaming him for anything. I'm just saying he didn't look up to scratch. Whilst for me, yesterday, I thought Gabi wasn't up to scratch at all in the middle of the park, sitting deep. I thought he lost his runners too often. I thought he lost his man too often. I felt that a lot of players were having to cover for him too much, and they were getting dragged out, and it was just leaving gap after gap after gap. I thought Ndala, though I do like Ndala a lot, I still don't know how he fits in with his role when he's playing with others, because Ndala likes to cut inside a heck of a lot, which should leave the space for Giles. The problem with that is, though, cutting in a heck of a lot, he doesn't recover enough to allow Giles to have that overlap or have that kind of extra kind of confidence to go forward enough, because he's afraid of Ndala not being there to cover that gap. Whilst someone like Miller or someone like KJ, they would be the ones that would actually cover that slot, knowing Giles is going to kind of run in there, because they would have expected that. So there's still little link-ups which we are kind of still working on. But I guess at the end of the day, we could still say this. We're still kind of a new squad, would be the words. We are still kind of a new squad. So it takes it down to, how are we doing so good? Sergei. It has to be Sergei.
It's a tactic. It's the playing the ball from deep, having your wide men win the ball and creating space for your striker to move into, essentially, and for the fullback to make runs forward and create crosses for the striker. It's pretty much how it works at its best, anyway.
Because with the sort of major players, Miller and Palumi have been injured most of the season. Gelhardt has been here. But with McBurney out as well, the fact that we're scoring all these goals and getting these results, even with him out, he's like the major difference between last season and this season. Because we had Giles last season, decided not to play him. There are new signings.
I mean, his performances didn't exactly call for getting played.
Oh, Giles, no, indeed, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you look at a lot of the players that played yesterday and started. A lot of them were actually here last year. So the fact we are playing so differently must be down to the manager. He's doing a great job. And we're still overachieving. We have moved up one spot in the XG table, so we're not down there with Sheffield Wednesday. We're only third bottom now. But that's progress. There was an incredible block from Louis Coyle. What about 80th minute or something like that? Just huge, and we've got it in terrible low quality GIF form as well.
Copyright claim that.
Oh dear! I mean, there's about 2 pixels there. So
Egan had one as well where he just sort of stuck his face in front of the ball. I think it was in the box at the towards the end. Like bodies were just getting thrown about everywhere, and you wouldn't have seen that last season. You'd have seen Hughes just running himself everywhere and covering every blade of grass, maybe, and doing that, and Louis Coyle giving it 110% as he always does. But what you wouldn't see at the end is that grit and then getting in the opponent's faces when the pile-ups start. Like, I don't think we've given the after the full-time whistle enough here.
That's great.
I think
we ain't even got to get his goal yet. You got to do it chronologically.
Let's go. We've not even talked about
his goal, shall we?
Before we get there, someone else just mentioned in the comments. Ollie mentioned the meltdown by Kayserispor fans was probably justified. I mean, it was because they're currently in the relegation zone in the Turkish Super League. So, no comment further from that.
Well, we haven't even talked about the Ajayi goal yet. I guess the only thing to say is that we are for Hull City fans here, but the offsides are objective. The 2 offsides mentioned there were onside. And then we mentioned about the sleeve arm, didn't we? Yeah.
It is sure that's not handball. End of discussion.
I like one of the replays you have of the Gelhardt goal, because you can actually sort of see him go, "Oh, I've got the ball. I didn't expect to get the ball. I'll just put that in, roll that into the bottom corner. Thank you very much." That is, pure quality and composure.
There's a stroke of good fortune in Junior Chamadou sliding and just missing the ball. But who cares, quite frankly? You've got to take whatever luck comes your way. And Joffy did exactly that. He's on, I think he's How many has he got for the season now? Is it
He's
9?
got 9 goals, 3 assists.
Yep.
He had 5 in
Yeah.
20 last season. So he could double his record from last year if he scores against Middlesbrough in the same amount of games.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. The composure once he got it, it starts with Matt Crooks, doesn't it? Winning the ball back, getting stuck in, and I think we are definitely a better team when Matt Crooks is fit and playing well.
Crooks Iniesta. He's Iniesta, isn't he? That's what everyone's saying.
There's only one player. No. Do not take that from Stephen Coyne.
Iniesta. Well, Xavi then. It was more like Busquets, but in the Noah 10 role. Sort of what he does.
Tree, great tackle, and I think it was Bae Jun-ho. Balumi picked the ball up. It's a great ball through, and the 2 assists for Mo will do him massive confidence, as we've already said. It's great for him. In the same way, it was great for Liam Miller to be contributing so much when he got back from injury, and I hope he does the same against Borough or Wrexham or whatever the first game is he plays. And then the finish from Joffy, like I say, bit of good fortune, but he won't care. It's a superb little finish, and in front of that away end, at that point in the game, it's just pure theatre.
Well, I saw a video as well. I think it was the Stoke commentary, and literally the seconds before he scores, Stoke commentary's going on about how his hot streak has hit a coal patch and how he's not scoring anymore. And literally, as the ball is going through from Balumi.
This was Tiger Tube on Twitter, wasn't it? That is definitely not the Stoke City commentator.
Was he not?
Because valid commentators curse regardless.
Incredible commentators curse.
He's on the old Football League show even, or football. What was the one on the BBC before it's gone on Quest and ITV and been crap?
Football League show.
Football League show. He'll have done the little. It's the commentator. I'm sure he works for the EFL.
Because the commentary on the EFL show was the Sky commentary with Don Goodman.
See, but then he's done that sort of thing. He's not the Stoke City commentator.
It was nearly as it was as good as the one in midweek for anyone who saw it between Tottenham and PSG, where Glenn Hoddle criticises Vitinha for taking pot shots from long range. Literally a second before, he absolutely levers it into the top corner off the bar.
It's less than a second. It's as soon after. It's as he's kicking the ball into the goal, isn't it?
The words are pouring out of Glenn Hoddle's mouth. It happens. Jesus.
Yeah, fun.
Obviously, there's something in a previous life that punished him in that way, I guess.
So, what I was going to say earlier is that going into the second half, 1-0 down away at Stoke, who were second before the start of the match, and that could have ended up being 4 defeats out of 5. I was kind of thinking, and I've been bringing up the XG table a lot and looking at our injuries and all this.
XG means nothing.
Well, we'll see. When we get relegated and lose the next 30 in a row, we'll see about that. But I was thinking I was getting a bit down, but now, because of the way the fixtures have landed, we could be third when we win on Friday easily against Middlesbrough, who I've been saying are average for quite a while.
I tell you what,
we've won more games.
It's thrown me that Millwall are fared with a minus goal difference.
It's a crazy league.
Champ is so open this year, isn't it? It's
fantastic.
It's brilliant, actually.
I think Ipswich will end up second behind Coventry, but Coventry are the only consistently good team.
Well, Middlesbrough are average, I think, and have been since a very, very good August. We've won more games than them in the last 12. Stoke aren't finishing second because it's Stoke. And then Millwall aren't finishing second. So, Ipswich probably could. Bristol aren't going to finish second. I just don't see it, So I think you're right there. But other than that, the playoffs.
The parachute clubs are going to come good at some point. I mean, Southampton have already hit a decent run of form. Ipswich, for the most part, have been decent form-wise recently, though they did lose to Oxford. So that kind of defeats my argument there.
True. but it's a wild league. But if we
Leicester are the other ones who look pretty poor still. Cifuentes is still there, but how much
that's
longer?
an interesting one, isn't it? Leicester. I mean, look at the Sheffield United. What's it? 3 wins on the bounce as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden they've come into a bit of a form. Now is it a blip for them, or are they going to start kind of getting into that mix? Because it is, like you say, it's tight, isn't it? It's really tight.
It's so tight. Like, wasn't it in midweek?
West Ham Millwall's more likely in the Championship at the moment.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've not checked the table since midweek, right? So I don't know if this is still the case. But wasn't it like there were 10 points between first and second? And then there were 9 points between second and 17th?
There are 9 points currently between second and 16th.
Yeah.
Wild.
God,
Well,
it's
Second and 16th have 24 points, and Middlesbrough in second have 33.
It's 10 points between first and second, yeah. And then, oh my.
And then it's another 10 points between second and 17th, I think.
It's
another 10 for 4th and 18th, yeah. 4 and 18, it's 10 points as well.
That is mental.
Yeah. So we're 7th, but really, I don't think there are any positions at the moment. We are above Blackburn. That's the only thing.
That's why, like, we lost 2 games and we went from comfortably in the playoffs to 11th on Tuesday night. And obviously now we've won again. We're back up to 7th joint level. I think, is it only goal different? Oh no, it's a point keeping us out in there at the moment.
It's a point.
Because Ipswich have got that game in hand, which was the Blackburn game, which got called off. The bullshit call off when Blackburn were beating them with 10 minutes left. Which Ipswich will win now.
100%.
Shambles.
It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. But yeah, it is so unbelievably tight. All you've got to know is we're behind Coventry in some form and above Sheffield Wednesday and Norwich.
I was going to say there's only 2 places that are obvious, and it's first and last.
Yeah, that's true. But everything else is so tight. And we say this every year, the league is so tight, but I've never seen it like this. This is crazy.
This the parachute, the relegated sides haven't kicked on like they normally do.
Yeah.
They've struggled.
You say Leicester are bad, but they're only a few points behind us. So.
Oh yeah, if they get rid of Cifuentes, like anytime soon, they could get a new manager in and be shooting at that table at any moment.
They've got a point deduction coming as well, haven't they?
That is true, actually.
Probably.
Not sure how big that's going to be, but they have got a points deduction coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
they'll be down there with Sheffield Wednesday.
I think
I don't think it'll be that bad.
It's going to be closer to the 3 points that Sheffield United had last year, rather than the 12 that Sheffield Wednesday have. And I'm not sure. I saw one of their fans suggesting in the week on Twitter that they could have more on the way, but we'll see. I've not seen anything concrete to back that up.
Just go for the happy medium. Say 6 or 7. Let's just start for that. Yeah.
Actually, since we mentioned Wednesday, and I ignore that horrendous meme.
What horrendous meme, Will? It's a podcast. No one's seen Wednesday.
That. Did anyone see the thing that came out during the week about? Was it Sheffield United themselves that their owners had suggested they'd make a proposal to Sheffield Wednesday to merge their clubs?
Yeah, we're going to make Sheffield FC that already exists.
Yeah, that already exists. And it existed before either of the other 2 Sheffield clubs. I was like, but I found it funny that came out, and then a day later they were linked with Mike Ashley, and it's like, did Mike Ashley just make that up to make him seem palatable?
To make him seem less shit. Anyway, for fuck's sake, Nathaniel, for fuck's sake, we're moving on. I'm moving that on. I'm moving it on to the brawl at the end, because oh my god, there are so many layers.
See the Stoke fan do the splits.
Yeah. Just said that's all your head was as he did it.
My favourite bit of that brawl was
Louis Carroll's face on that Renaissance painting.
Well, there is. That's my second favourite bit. My favourite bit is how all the club staff had piled in, and one of our behind-the-scenes staff was in there just trying to split everyone up. He's a lovely bloke, this guy, as well. Divin Mabama walks around the outside of this huddle with the ball in his hand. And then just like it's like that. And then he just drops it gently to bounce it off Ali's head. And Ali sort of half goes for him, then realizes, oh shit, Sergei's right behind me. I'm not doing that.
Dear.
I don't know.
All the Sky commentators, and I'm sure that the producers must have said, oh, well, we don't like having fights on TV. You got to tell the kids that's not the right proper way. So they say, oh, horrible scenes. And Joby McAnuff was saying, oh, that's
it's like when someone swears and they have to
get a grip.
When someone swears and they have to say, oh, apologies to wear that language, like you don't hear swearing at every single football game known to mankind.
Everyone, exactly. That photo we've got up there, that is exactly what everyone wants to see in the Championship. That's what you watch it for the passion, for the grit, for the determination, and to see people fight each other like Idrissa Gana Gay against Michael Keane last week at Old Trafford. It's beautiful. That is what you want to see, and I'm so glad that we have a team.
In the dressing room together at half time, it becomes an immediate non-story. But because we're not in there, it's hilarious for weeks.
Yeah.
It was no Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer though. I'll be honest. That was top draw fighting between two players on the same team.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever have that again. But the team spirit at the moment is really great, and it's just really nice to be supporting City at the moment. I mean, it's even more enjoyable than that beautiful image of Lundstram there, shushing the fans. I think it's even more enjoyable than under Rossini, because I feel like there was more pressure at that point with the money we'd spent.
There's also more chaos, which I think always creates excitement.
Yes, it's more chaotic, and those games we would win, but we would never really destroy anyone, whereas the games, it's full of emotion, and it is very exciting. It's much more exciting then. Because a defeat was like frustrating because I feel like, oh, well, we can get playoffs, whereas this year it's like, it's just it's riding that wave, isn't it?
I feel like what we currently go through is what Tim Walter wanted when he brought up heart attack football.
Yes, absolutely it is.
Not the absolute shit show he gave us.
Yeah,
Tim Walter.
100%.
What a bastard.
He's so good. Like, we have found such a brilliant manager. We've plucked him from absolutely nowhere. And with no pressure, with no money spent, with smart business, we've just become a very, very solid Championship team. Like Stoke fans after the game in meltdown, oh, we can't be losing to teams like Hull. That's superb. That's what we've needed to be for so long. A team like us, where we're just annoying to play against, and that's brilliant. And we're not going to have to wait too long to get round two against.
New Year's Day. New Year's Day.
It's going to be great. Twice very quickly.
Well, we've got like
we've got Borough on Friday, and then we've got them on the 29th as well.
Well, hopefully that's a fun one. I mean, we get to, play them.
We played Blackburn quite quickly last season as well. Twice.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we played Borough the same. Borough the same. We had
Borough's
Borough.
Even a shorter gap. Yeah,
we had Borough before Blackburn under Andy Dawson's interim charge.
Yes.
Then we flipped it back round and played Blackburn, and then Borough on New Year's Day.
Did anything significant happen in that Blackburn game when we won at Ewood Park?
Some has-been who plays for a Welsh club scored, I think.
Yeah.
That was. We always do tend to have Borough quite close to the two games quite close to each other in December, January. It always just seems to fall like that, and I don't really know why.
It's weird, isn't it?
I always associate playing Borough on Christmas for some reason. I remember that game we played under Nigel Pearson when we went to the Riverside, and we were wearing our white kit, and it was the best. It was completely white out snow wise, and it was a 2-2 draw, and I don't remember seeing any of the 4 goals. because it was just you couldn't see the ball.
Or the players.
Well, how do we think that Middlesbrough game's going to go? Because I know I'm going to look stupid, and all the Borough podcasts are going to say, "Oh, look at this guy."
Well,
He
to be fair,
said Borough
I imagine
average.
the Borough podcast. Not a lot of Borough fans are probably quite happy because of the way that they came back, new manager bounce with Kim Kjellberg, the way they came back in their game. So I imagine they'll be quite confident and positive. And like I said, they are second, and they have been second for most of the season. I understand their confidence.
They're average. Whittaker's a very good player.
You said we'd lose to Stoke 5-1 for the record, Nathaniel. Don't start this.
Well, we did lose to Stoke 5-1 5 years ago.
Yeah, not this season, though.
Shall we review predictions before we go into other predictions?
Yes, let's.
Go on then, Will.
Our predictions for these last couple of games were a nice mix. As you can see, I have them saved down there. Nathaniel with that lovely 5-1, as you can see there. Me and Joe actually thought we might do okay against Stoke, but me and Joe also thought we'd get something out of Ipswich, so that kind of defeats that. And the 1-1 bot failed on both occasions, thank God for that's, even though it's not AI, thank God AI's failing there. And as a result, it means that, yes, Nathaniel, you are still bottom of the prediction league. Though you were briefly for about 4 days, not last, after the Ipswich game.
Well, I'll take that. I'll bear that in mind as I predict the next two games. Oh, it's just the Middlesbrough one.
Me and Christian are starting to build a little bit of a gap. There's 4 points there at the moment, away from the rest of yous. But it's getting tight on the relegation fight there. 1 point separating the bottom 4.
Well, that's a little bit like the Championship table at the moment, with Coventry miles ahead and then everyone else. You're doing well, Will, but yeah, Christian, you must have got a few bang-on predictions there.
Chris got a couple of bang-ons all in a row.
Both me and Christian have got 2. I've had 2 perfect scores. Each of them more
0.
Close. Yeah, of course you went 0. That has to be mentioned every single time. You predicted us to beat Portsmouth 9-0 and lose to Southampton 7-5 and beat Sheffield United 7-0.
Well, we did beat Sheffield United.
So predictions.
Lose to Stoke 5-1.
Well, to be honest, judging of the way the first half went, I don't think that it was heading that way. Possibly.
Well, it wasn't. Well, at full time. Unfortunately, the game doesn't end after 45 minutes, Nathaniel.
And it's also not scored it could have been this score.
It's like saying XG is the actual score.
Maybe I should look at the XG and then do the complete opposite for the Middlesbrough prediction. That sounds like fun. So, McBurney and Miller will allegedly be training. Of course,
McBurney put out something on his socials before the Ipswich game saying he was sort of back in training. That was you'd imagine he's at least. I don't know if McBurney will start against Borough, but I think he might be on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Miller either. I think Miller.
Same with Miller. I don't think you'll see him starting.
I don't even think he'll be on the bench. Yeah, I don't.
I think he'll be on the bench, but I don't think you'll see him.
Yeah, that's why I'd go like what Hughes was on Saturday. I think you might see him on the bench, but he may not make an appearance unless it's like
Hughes had
somehow 5-0 to us with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, Hughes had a bit of hammy, so I mean, it obviously makes sense to get him involved.
Well, Hughes has got a scan coming up on Monday as well, so that he could be out for a while if that scan goes negatively.
Which is concerning, considering we're going to lose Ajayi on the 10th of December for the African Cup of Nations.
Found Moenigan for a whole month then. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully he uses.
Well, Ajayi could be injured before AFCON and it might not make a difference anyway because this is Shemi Ajayi we're talking about.
That is true.
But it's typical, isn't it? He's called away on the day that we have a game.
Then if Akim Famewo gets injured, which is also entirely a possibility, with Hughes out, we're relying on Cahill McCarthy and Stan Ashby again.
I would play someone like Lundstram at centre back, like we did with Livermore in the Premier League all those years ago.
What, when we had 13 fit outfield players or whatever it was?
It's not far off now, is it? To be fair, so we might have to do
I
that
don't know why,
again.
but I'd be tempted to play Crooks at centre back in that occasion.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
Just 'cause of
thinking
height.
Crooksy right
The
there.
height.
Yeah, I
That
just
would
see him though
really
giving
be-
away a penalty or something though. You know,
Oh yeah,
absolutely
he gets sent
balling
off,
off.
guaranteed. Well,
Yeah,
Oh, he would get sent
I'm
off.
going to lose him to a red card.
See, I thought
I'm assuming I wasn't the only person who thought he should have had a second yellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He didn't.
Because
It was
Sky
Destiny was
labelled Deschamps'
initially.
booking as Crooks's. Yeah. I was so confused when I saw him because I saw the graphic go. I wasn't really
Yeah.
watching this.
I did briefly think Graham Pearl was reffing, to be fair.
I saw, and they put the graphic up that Crooks had got booked for the 6th time in the year. Then he booked him again, and they put the same graphic up. I was well confused.
Yeah, no, you weren't the only one, Joe. You weren't the only one because I was like, you know what? Leave it if it's still on the pitch. Leave it.
It's like when he got. It's like when he should have been booked against Birmingham,
Yes.
Yeah,
and Deegan got the booking for some reason.
Yeah, that was kind of a safety one. But yeah, I think we're right. We're going to be, I guess the defense is a bit of a concerning thing. I think, what else is it? I think it's Lundstram. Because it's the cards get reset soon, don't they?
I can't remember the exact date, but we're not far away from it.
It's not far away. And I think it's a case of Lundstram, if he doesn't get carded against Middlesbrough, it resets for him. But if he does get carded, then obviously the ban continues and rolls over. I think that's where we're at with him. So even though Lundstrom's like now back in the mix, if he gets a card, we're losing him for a game as well.
It's
the
the next
19th
match.
game.
Yeah, it is.
So it's after the next game.
Yeah, so it's after the next game. So now we need him not to get
Lundstrom's
carded.
the only one at risk because he's on 4.
Yeah, but the midfield is the big, obviously, talking point as well with Hull. I mean, obviously, we're just saying about the defence where we could be losing Semi, Hughes, we'll wait and see on the scan. Hopefully, it's good news.
It's not a we could be losing Shemi Ajayi. We are losing Shemi Ajayi.
We are, sorry, yeah. So
Unless
we
he
are
gets,
losing Semi.
Unless he gets like an injury and pulls out of the African Cup of Nations for some reason.
Yeah. So obviously, defence is that issue, but obviously, midfield is always that kind of concern for us as well. Because every play that we're getting in at the moment is kind of critical in that central point. I think Crooks is he now? He's got 6 or 7, hasn't he?
He's got 6.
6. So
Nathaniel, stop it. You've not just done that again.
Stop it.
I don't know what you mean.
Is Crooks actually now? Is he available?
He is.
So yeah, he's available.
Because he just had his suspension. He's not going to get another one, is he? That would be cruel.
Hasn't he? Yeah, sorry, that's my brain working out.
Yeah.
So,
he missed Ipswich, didn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, that leaves us, I guess, with Reagan and Crooksy. And Crooks obviously has delayed his operation as well, which is kind of a saving grace situation. But if any of those two get injured, we are going to be extremely light with. I appreciate we're getting players back from injury, but as we've already seen,
Mataza is still at least a minimum of a month away from even touching the grass.
I don't see Mataza until back end of January. At the earliest.
He's like a month away from even starting to train.
Yeah, exactly. That's just appearance. It's not even starting. I'm talking on the bench and 5 minutes for Mataza. It'll be brilliant at the very end of the season where we're having to, we could be in a promotion push.
And he's relatively fresh legs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be brilliant to have him then. Because he'll just be hopefully as strong as ever within the battles and playing that ball off to Lundstram and that'll play it off to Joe Gellart in the middle.
Fighting for a spot in Belgium's midfield at the World Cup.
Oh, there you go.
I think it might be a bit too late for that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's the situation.
De Bruyne's got a serious injury.
Yeah. Yes, Mataza doesn't play in the same position, though, does he really?
No, he doesn't. No. But Hull in general, right now we're at a kind of a pinnacle kind of situation where we could either lose everyone and we kind of have to revert back and see what we do, or we just keep going and playing along nicely. And Brian will be back for Mataza.
To address that
what?
comment, no is the answer.
No.
Mataza will return from injury in January/February, and Zambrano will return in the summer.
Yeah, it'd be the summer.
I'm going to go on a limb here, and I don't actually think Zambrano's going to come back. I might be completely wrong on that.
He's definitely coming back. He's definitely coming back.
It's got to the point. It has got to the point where it feels too obvious.
It's definitely too obvious. It's literally too
happen.
obvious. It's because it's going to happen. That's why it's obvious. But
Adrian loves him.
Like I say, with respect, Hull right now are at a very kind of fine balance. It's either going to be going good or going bad. We're going to lose players. We're going to keep players. We've just got to be careful. And that's down to the gaffer, who's doing an absolute brilliant job at the moment. At the end of the season, I'm not actually concerned about whatsoever. From pretty much February onwards, if we don't pick up any more injuries, from February onwards, I do not see an issue in Hull City. I think we're going to be an absolute machine. I mean, that team just writes itself. It writes itself. I mean, we could all go around, but everyone here in this call right now and everybody that's watching right now, and everyone will probably pick the same starting 11 as each other.
What front four we want, right? I just don't know whether they'll be fit.
Obviously, and his Destino front is going to be top scorer.
Oh yeah,
Destan, Akintola, Jarby, and Ndala. Obviously,
yeah. That's the way. And that's the situation. We know who's going to be up top. We know who's going to be the left back. We probably know who's going to be the right back in Louis Cole because he had an outstanding game against Stoke. I thought you cannot that stopping will always be. What do you mean though? Huge.
He's only played 200 games for Hull City across 6 different managers because he's a local lad.
Yeah,
and is still captain.
Has been for
years. Yeah, he's only captained the club under 5-6 different managers because he's from Hull.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like we know pretty much the starting 11 off the top of our heads. I mean, the only questionable spots in the team, realistically, would be your centre back pairings.
Yeah,
that would be your only questionable spots, really.
We have 3 top centre backs, don't we? I think.
Yeah. And
for me, Egan Hughes every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. Ajay could play on the wing though. He's that good.
I was going to say he got man of the match yesterday.
It'd be Ajay and Hughes for me.
Nah,
but yesterday was Egan and Ajay, and they were superb. So I don't think you can lose really.
Yeah.
Ajay is so funny though.
It's a rotational centre back pairing. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's whenever we need more height, Ajay will come in. Whenever Egan needs a rest, or vice versa, that's what it'll be. Because when Hughes is fit, I don't think Hughes comes out the team. It's just a case of necessity that he had to come out yesterday.
Yeah, because he's going to be fitter. He's younger, isn't he?
Let's look to Middlesbrough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Winnable game against an average side, as I've been saying.
For fuck's sake.
Currently second.
Well, look, let's highlight a couple of players. The Canadian international now, Alfie Jones,
famous Canadian human, Alfie Jones. Yes.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see Alfie Jones come back, though. I hope he gets a good reception. By the way, people booing Jacob Greaves, behave yourself.
I mean, Jacob was being a little shit, to be fair to him.
He brought that on himself.
Oh, no.
Not at the start of the match.
I completely understand Greaves being a little shit. I don't blame him for being a little shit. Why not?
Not in the first 5 minutes when he was on the ball.
Yeah, the gripping of his face and rolling around when nothing happened was absolutely abysmal by him. I expected better. At least get up and be a man about at your old club. Come on.
But I did think the second Philogene was booed. I was like, he's going to do something here. Instantly puts a cross in.
Yeah,
still thrive off that.
I didn't agree on the Philogene one because, at the end of the day, Philogene did nothing wrong. He just came on the pitch, and that was it. He was getting booed, and I was like, no.
But I saw something in the week, like a clip Louis Coyle from an interview Louis Coyle did, where he says the best player he's played with is Keane Lewis Potter, and there were a couple saying, "Nah, surely it's Philogene."
It's probably Keane Lewis Potter who's still regularly playing in the Prem.
Considering Keane Lewis Potter is a Premier League regular and has been since he left us, and Philogene's in the Championship again, I think it's definitely Lewis Potter.
Yeah, I couldn't understand on Potter.
Yeah, there's 6 months between Louis Coyle and Jared Bowen, isn't there? So you can't use that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it being a tough game anyway. I actually think it's going to be an evens game. I do see goals at both ends for both teams, and I think it's going to be who's better. Obviously, it's going to be a game of who's better, but I think it's got a draw written all over it for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I would usually go with Hull at the moment. It's either going to be absolute weldies and loads of goals, or we're going to concede tons. But I just see, for some reason, I just see a draw.
4-4,
2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. Yeah, I'm seeing.
Go for the
2-2.
Desmond.
We do that quite a lot.
Well,
2-2.
can I just pull up some stats for Nathaniel's average team for a second? Hayden Hackney, 4 goals, 3 assists so far this campaign.
Callum Brown, 0. Brown's got 0.
Morgan Whittaker, 2 goals, 5 assists.
Conway, their striker, has only got 2. He's got the same amount as Destan. He's rubbish.
You
starts every game.
Sorry. Who did you say was you mocking with only 0 goals?
Destan started 3 games and scored 2 goals. Conway started a lot more than that and has scored only 2.
Who was it he was mocking again with 0 goals? Sorry.
Brown.
Best put some money on him to score then. Just trying to remember myself that.
For a lot of them, I got the goals and assists the wrong way around. Sorry. Hackney's got 3 goals, 4 assists. Whittaker, 5 goals, 2 assists.
Bertzog, 1.
Delano, he was crap.
League position, second.
Hansen, the number 10, 1.
I'm sorry, Nathaniel, you can't moan about their numbers when Millwall are above us with a negative goal difference.
Well,
they're in third.
Maybe.
Which means they're being outscored and still third.
And still winning, yeah.
Win at home 1-0, lose away 4-0. We still get 3 points from 2 there, don't you? So works out okay. No, I mean, it will be a tough game because it's a championship, but I fancy us at home to get something out of that. I don't think Middlesbrough are like an Ipswich where their quality of individuals is so high that they'll outperform us. I feel like we can outscore them. Well, we certainly can't win 1-0 because we refuse to. So we'll have to outscore them if we want to win. Oh, yeah, true. Sheffield United, though, I mean, everyone was beating them at that point. So,
ironically, one of the games I predicted perfectly.
Yeah, we had that one. Yeah, well, Will, do you want to predict the Borough game then?
Yeah, I mean, Christian was being a bit conservative, saying, many people won't go for a draw. But to be honest, I was thinking a draw as well. But I'm going to agree with our robot overlord, the 1-1 bot, and say 1-1.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, really.
Yeah,
Joe?
I agree with you. That's a good one.
2-1 to the Tigers. Let's do it.
Yes. Maltastic. That is maltastic. I appreciate that.
Go on, Nathaniel. What absolute bollocks are you about to predict then?
Get the popcorn ready, everyone listening. Put your feet up.
You better say 4-3 or something.
Well, I was going to... I've been sworn at quite a lot for saying similar things, so I wasn't going to go with what my actual prediction was going to be. So.
You know what? I was just thinking he's going to say Hull City 7, Middlesbrough 6 or something, isn't he?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have liked that, so I'm going to go... I'm going to go 1-0 City. I'm going to say 1-0. I'm going to say we're going to get that clean sheet.
Not clean sheet. Yeah.
I'm going to say we're going to... Ajayi's still playing against Middlesbrough, isn't he? Is that his
and
last
against
match?
Wrexham, yeah.
Got 3 clean sheets this season. 1 against the highest scorers in the division, so...
It's possible.
Can we just revel in the fact that Nathaniel has predicted something sensible?
5-3. 5-3. Put me down for 5-3 City, please. What am I doing? 1-0. Ridiculous.
No, right. You got to pick one.
5-3.
Okay, let's not revel in it anymore.
He's gone. Yeah.
It's 5-3. Pharmacy Tenerife Tiger says 8-1.
I'll take it.
I think Middlesbrough will have to get a few.
I definitely look. It's going to be. Look.
You offered me it. I won't turn it down. I'd be like, damn, I would have liked a clean sheet, but I think I can live with 8 goals.
8 goals.
I'd rather it be 7-0.
Yes. Well, Adrian would rather it was 8-1, wouldn't he, though? So that's what he's going to tell Sergei to aim for. 8-1 every game, yeah. I think it will be a good game. Middlesbrough, it will be a good test. If we can get through that, then we'll be third, and I'm already getting carried away. Just because I've been a few weeks ago.
I think it is worth mentioning because obviously we have been up in the playoff areas all season.
Yeah.
While it is great and it's fantastic, I think even it's worth remembering that even if we finish like
21st,
17th, let's say 17th is still a fantastic season for City this season, considering where they were in the summer and the state of the club. Obviously, it would be disappointing to drop from where we are down to 17th. That would obviously be disappointing, but it would be still progress from where we were in the summer, considering we were essentially favourites to go down alongside Sheffield Wednesday.
True.
Well, yeah, put it this way. Before we signed McBurney and before we signed Gelhardt, in our pre-season predictions said we'd
I
finish
predicted 19th, I think.
I went 22nd.
I think I was nice in that. I think I was something like 13th, 14th. I would have to watch it back, but
that preview was before we signed McBurney.
It was before we signed McBurney and Gelhardt. We only had Lundstram in at that point of the players who I think changed the game for us in terms of the window.
And that's the thing. If I ended up saying we got 13th, 14th, I'd be absolutely ecstatic with that after we finished inside. I'd be absolutely ecstatic because it just proves that we've had a bit of high. Look, no one can say we haven't been entertained thus far. Again, Will, I agree. We'd be definitely a bit disappointed, if we did end up in that position because we've had such a great high so far.
Yeah.
But to say everything that Hull and its fan base, the players, the club has gone through, I mean, it just kind of stability, again, would be the word that would get thrown about, I guess, to show that we are kind of capable of being that kind of mid-table championship to build on, again, for the next season coming up.
We're in the right place.
We're in the right place.
We
haven't lost any ground, have we? We're there.
Yeah, we're there. And guess what? Next summer, dollar we can spend.
Absolutely.
And I can guarantee Adrian has got a massive hole in his wallet, screaming to spend money that he's been dying to do and just can't. I bet his shopping list is even 5 times.
He doesn't. I hope he's more sensible like he has had to be this summer.
Jared's need to keep him reined in.
Freegan will have recovered from the ACL. He'll be signing Freegan for 8 million from Parma, having never played a game for them. He'll be straight in.
Straight on.
I mean,
the only bit of summer recruitment that's sort of really not gone to plan so far is Brandon Williams.
Yeah, but I don't think he was ever expected to be playing regularly anywhere.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think he was.
I think Brandon was hoping for it, but
for me, having watched him for 21s, right, he just doesn't seem interested.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. And that might just be because it's 21s football and he thinks he's better than that. But he's yet to prove that he's better than that. He doesn't stand out in that team like, a player who's played 60 odd times for Man United should.
Absolutely. That's fair. Yeah.
But there's still time.
Yeah. Well, that's still time. You're expecting a season practice, aren't you? For someone who's been out for what, 2 years? Is it 2 years?
18 months.
It'll be 2 years.
2 years then almost.
By the time he starts for us, it'll have been 2 years, won't it? I imagine.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's going to start making probably appearances near the back end when the season's fading out. He'll get his game time a bit, and then obviously we'll look at him more in depth once he's kind of learned the ways and things like that. I mean, obviously, look, you can't deny like you said, he's played for Man U like 60 times. So in his mentality, he should be in and mixing around the first team. But you just can't do that with a player that's been out for so long because you don't want to come in with that mentality and attitude to expect to be in a first team and then be the reason things aren't going right, especially when your competition is someone like Ryan Giles at the moment, who is on.
Giles undroppable.
Yeah, you just can't. He's undroppable. You're right. You're right. And
who would have said that back in August?
Not me. Not me. And I will say that.
Not any City fan. He's not just you, Christian. I think any City fan would have done.
Yeah, it's true.
Quite right.
True.
Quite right.
Yeah, and we're just happy for him. I'm really happy for him. I am, and I just hope, obviously, nothing happens to him at the moment, because I think losing Giles would be actually a massive, major. Oh, a lot.
Well, let's not even think about that. Let's not even think about that. James Furlong's back for the academy, isn't he? Playing for under 21s, isn't he? So we'll be fine.
Yeah, he is. And he played centre back. They put because this is a weird thing. So because the first team see Calvin Akike as a left back, instead of, even though he's a centre back by trade, and he has been throughout his whole youth career, instead of just swapping them round for the one game that Furlong was playing, they played Furlong as a left centre back, kept Akike at left back, and then when Furlong was subbed off for Ed Devine, they kept Ed Devine, who is a left back, at centre back, and a centre back at left back. Which makes sense, doesn't it?
No.
So we technically had 3 left backs on the pitch in Williams, Furlong, and Akike from the start, but only 1 left back position. And also the left back playing at left back isn't really a left back, and they're trying to mould him into a left back.
My brain hurts.
Yeah, I know.
I just blanked out for most of the past couple of minutes there.
We are approaching.
It was a locked screen, really. That's what it was.
We are approaching 78 minutes, so maybe our brain's getting a bit fried talking this long. I'm looking forward to the Middlesbrough game. Hopefully, we can carry on after a great win against Stoke. If we can beat the team in second and the team in third over the course of 2 matches, then I see no reason why automatic promotion isn't guaranteed, especially with all these players coming back. So I look forward to humiliating an average Middlesbrough team in front of the Sky cameras with 5 goals.
Double whammy on Friday, innit? Because it's not just the Middlesbrough game; it's a World Cup draw.
So I'm very much looking forward to the World Cup draw.
We get to see the FIFA Peace Prize Award awarded. I wonder who's definitely going to win that. It's not a surprise at all who will possibly win that from the definitely not corrupt Gianni Infantino.
Please, Curacao.
In Washington.
I mean, the World Cup's in America, to be fair, so I understand the draw being there. That's just the coincidence, Joe.
Please, Haiti or Curacao or Uzbekistan, please. I want us to win 10-0 in the group stage.
I was reading the World Cup draw the other day, and I realised there was a possibility for a group of England, Scotland, Australia, and New Zealand. So I want that.
Imagine Australia playing New Zealand in the group stage. That's so stupid.
Avoid Norway in pot 3, please. For the love of God.
Yes.
We want an easy group.
And Italy. We could get Italy, I think.
Oh, Italy won't qualify.
No, Italy will lose to whoever it is.
We did play Scotland. We've got to deal with McTominay and Kenny McLean with his halfway line skills.
Just rake down the back of McTominay's calf in the first minute and you'll be fine. Take him out of the game.
He's more friends on you if he did that.
Dear. Right,
Final thing.
We'll talk about that next week.
Because the vote, I think, closes today. Who's everyone voted for to be the next inductee into the Hall of Fame?
I haven't voted. I didn't know that was happening.
I can't even remember our pick now. That's good.
I can't remember.
It'll be a bunch of players. So it'll be a bunch of players that I didn't, before I was born. I don't know who these people are.
No, some of them are after you were born, I think.
Boaz Myhill.
Who's that? Huh? What position did he play?
I love Boaz. I've still got a shirt signed by him
somewhere.
Spurs away. There's no way on earth you can tell me he should be inducted before some of the other names.
No.
I think the correct answer is Warren Joyce. Personally.
I think that's who I might have picked, but I need to look at the names in it.
Yeah, here we go. So we've got John Smith, Matt Bell,
Ginge,
I don't know that.
Jensen, Ken Horton, Keith Edwards, Whitehurst, Warren Joyce.
See,
Justin
for
Wurzel,
me,
Boaz Myhill, and
for me, Ken Houghton after his passing should be inducted anyway, regardless of a fan vote. All of those probably should be in the Hall of Fame at some point. It's just a matter of when. But for me personally, it's probably Joyce. But I know people other than me have a lot of a fondness for people like Keith Edwards and as very well liked player. Obviously, Curtis Davis in the modern day is fantastic. Probably our best Premier League defender that we had. Maybe more Michael Turner. But
Davis was one of those where we were just gobsmacked he wasn't getting called up for England at that time because he was just absolutely on fire.
Whittle's my favourite City player, but I would probably he's probably my favourite City player. But if I was going to pick someone from that Great Escape era, it'd have to be Warren Joyce first.
It has to be Warren Joyce first because the club wouldn't exist without him.
True. Yeah, true.
And I think that's why it's a correct answer.
Like I said, I think Ken Houghton should be in there as well because of what happened, because of recently his passing and all that. But I mean, all of them eventually will be in there. It's just a matter of when rather than if. And also, if Billy Whitehouse was in front of me, I probably would say he should go in because I don't want to get beaten up.
I think you said last year.
I'm not going to disagree with Big Billy.
When we had this discussion last year, I think you mentioned
I was all over Rick Carter but then he finally got inducted.
Yeah, people who
after he should have been.
People who played with these players as well, though, like Justin Whittle, as good as he was, you said last year that Gary Brabin was also as phenomenal in that sort of.
They were both equally important in that season. And Warren is the mastermind technically of that escape, so he has to go in soon. For me,
he has to.
I'm pretty certain I picked Warren Joyce because I think I picked him before now as well.
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's pretty much copy and paste the discussion that we had last year about this. Warren Joyce is the correct answer there, and until he's in, there won't be any other answer. I think.
I think you're right on that one.
I mean, it's easy.
Been mentioned by him, but he wasn't in the vote.
Yeah,
and I think the vote, it's more a players and managers thing, and Don was never. He was an owner rather than.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have them.
So I would argue, you could argue Don probably should be in there as well. To be fair, at some point.
Well, we'll find out who is the newest addition at the West Brom game, which has been done deliberately because they've put Boaz in the vote so they can present it to him there.
Oh, I hope not. I love Boaz, but he shouldn't be in ahead of some of those other names.
That's the reason they've picked that week, for sure, because Boaz, as goalie coach at West Brom, can't get to any other game for us. So if they're putting him in, they've got to do it around that game. And it's just happy that it's fallen in December.
Not a bad shout, that. Not a bad shout.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what a show.
We really got to wrap this up.
A bumper show for everyone. An hour and 25.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're getting past Nathaniel's bedtime, aren't we?
Oh, I was up till 2 a.m. last night, so I'm very much happy to have an early night.
It's an average night.
Average night. Yeah. All right.
Insomnia makes that every night, as far as I'm concerned.
Bless you. Well, Joe, Will, Christian, thanks very much for joining me. Always nice to talk about a win because it's been, I think, 3 weeks, I guess, since we've been talking about one with the international break included in there as well. Looking ahead to 2 home games. Hopefully we can, if we win them both, we'll be in the automatic promotion spots, hopefully, or very exciting.
Just to make you feel better about that, I was working out, just before we go, I was working out the other day, like, we probably shouldn't have lost to Derby.
No, absolutely not.
No,
we probably should have beaten Charlton in the last minute equaliser. Doesn't help. So there's 4 points there that we dropped. So we could have been in a much better position, theoretically, on those. Maybe you could argue we shouldn't have lost to Watford as well, I suppose.
You can argue Blackburn as well if we don't have the shits all.
Blackburn, I wouldn't say that one just because that's like act of God.
Out of control, isn't it?
Everyone's control.
Whereas the other ones were in our control and we fought them.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
That's very fair. All right. Well, everyone who's been listening in as well, if you've stayed around for the whole almost 90 minutes, we really appreciate that.
What's
support.
wrong with you?
Thanks for your comments. And exactly what is wrong with you. So we'll be back next week to talk about the Middlesbrough game, and probably we'll mention the World Cup draw as well, because I'm sure that when the Three Lions jet off to Mexico, America and Canada, we're going to be talking about that to America and back. We'll be doing that spin-off show over the summer, so that will be mentioned. Yeah.
Well, well, you know what? I'm gonna leave that
No.
for another day.
We've been on
To Boston
86
and back.
minutes.
We're going, guys. Like and subscribe. That's all I was saying.
Like and subscribe. And
That's it.
goodbye. Definitely goodbye. Up the Tigers.
Cheers, guys.